Hello everybody, welcome. The mic is in a different direction tonight. Do I have to sit next to it, or am I heard just fine? I have zero clue. Help me. Help me! Oh. It's okay. There's no need to panic. It's okay. It's fine. I'm trying a new setup. Hello. Hello. It was a beautiful day, despite things that made it not so beautiful. That is okay. If I speak this slow, this lowly, am I understood? Am I heard? Hopefully so. I want to try something a little different today. If only because I have the motivation right now to do it. It's okay. Let me try something right here. I am not a very fast typer. And my husband knows this. And he's watching. Oh no. The pressure. Oh. So. On. Whoa, that's big. Okay. On. Let's get that down to like size 14 font? I don't know. How about 36? That's fine. On our plate. Can you speak while I type? I'm incredible. We'll see. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Saints. Thank you for posting the fact that I'm online. I'm the worst at doing all this pre-stuff. I'm the worst. Okay. Look, I typed words. I did it. It's going real slow. Let's see if I can tilt this. Hello. Oh. I'm afraid of everything toppling down. So anyway, how's everybody doing? It's Friday. Sometimes I wonder if I should be streaming on Friday. But I imagine that because I don't have a lot to do on Friday, that means everybody else doesn't. And that is not true. I don't want to assume so. But once I get a big enough audience, I'll put up a poll, I think. And I do care about what people think. As far as what is the best time to watch and all that good stuff. Yes. Okay. So, unfortunately, my reference is in my Nintendo Switch. But I was going by a screenshot I took. I punched you. Sorry. A screenshot I took of the game itself. Hello. So that's how I was going based on the colors. And I really want to draw this bird. And the bird is supposed to not be very big, but I want to make it really big. I want to make it big and beautiful. So let me template this out. I'm the worst at chat because I'm like yelling at their face. I am punching them. I am sorry, chat. Please forgive me. So I will periodically be zooming in. Don't worry. We have this buddy here. With his big Katamari. About to get pushed to his, I'm assuming, pet bird. I know it's supposed to be some silly symbol for, I think, control configuration. It's what the bird is supposed to be. But whatever, I'm imagining it's his pet bird. And I've only played one single Katamari game, only the remake of the original, which I have very much loved from beginning to end. What a great game. Great game. And I'm going off of just made up facts here. That is okay for now. Maybe it'll bite me in the butt later. We'll see. Well, we'll make this bird nice and big. This will be the head of the bird. Yeah, that's gonna be a big bird. Because the body is going this way. I'm gonna have the tail feathers. I don't think the tail feathers are all that long, are they? I literally just flashed you the image. So I should know. Yeah, not a very long-tailed bird. I believe it's a woodpecker. It's supposed to be a like little dark magenta puce-colored woodpecker. And I am starting off with white just so that I have a place to work among all these dark colors. So there's his head, that's the body. And so the woodpecker's tail is probably not going to be. It's a space woodpecker. How does it matter if it's realistic or not? It's gigantic bird. I guess it really doesn't matter, but it kind of does to me. I actually like doing this a lot, and I don't do it enough. I just can't explain to you why. Sometimes it just has to feel like the right time. The right day, the right time to do this. I know painting is not everybody's cup of tea. But thank you either way for looking in. Down here, there's going to be a phonograph. I know for sure there was a phonograph in that picture. Yes. There was a phonograph in the picture. It is southeast. So it should be around here. think it was supposed to be slightly obscured by the horizon. My bad. Well, I was planning for it to be slightly obscured by the horizon. I suppose it doesn't really have to be. We'll see. We have colors that I had prepared too many of. So I'm going to waste those to kind of like prime this Katamari, because I still don't know what color it was going to be. It was either going to be pink or rainbow colored, pastel rainbow. I don't know which one is more iconic. I think green is more iconic. But I've seen a lot of pink and I've seen a lot of rainbow. Every level has been different for it. But let's start with that peach color, because I put way too much of that in here. And I think I was making this star, which I ended up disliking a lot. But I had to stop doing it, or if not, I was going to be there forever. It feels really askew. I thought, oh, I'm coming down there, and I'm ruining it more. Yes, I'm ruining it more. I'm making it worse, especially because this is not a thin brush. It's okay. I need to watch more Bob Ross. He keeps reminding me that there are no accidents. I mean, there are no mistakes. There are accidents. They're just... we can turn them into happy accidents. I can turn this into a happy accident. It's okay. Still don't know how, but... I think I accidentally mixed gesso, and that's why I don't... I think I accidentally mixed it with a thickening agent when I was supposed to be only mixing it with something that makes it shine. I'll show you, actually. These are from Liquitex. I bought a basics box a very long time ago, and I think this is what I blended with it. This is just gesso, you know, that good that good prime that gives it like lots of tooth. But what I meant to use was my Iridescent Medium, which is supposed to be... Come on, focus. Yeah, there it is, Iridescent Medium. That's what I was supposed to put on the star. But it's looking really, really chunky and clunky. In fact, let me actually just get some straight from the bottle. I don't care. Whoop. Like, it's looking so chunky that I think I accidentally mixed it with gesso. Because that stuff is supposed to, like, add some texture to make your acrylic really stick. The star just keeps looking less and less golden over time. It looks more and more like peach colored. Ah! Look what I did. It's okay. Big tiny demon out of that brush. It ain't the devil. It's not big enough for that. Okay. It doesn't look good, but it looks better than it did when I started. So, I will leave it there. I want to go about making this puce. This puce color, I shook it while it was open. Wow, that could have been something. Yeah. Okay, so I want to mix a little red and a little purple. But I'm going to be using lots of white to kind of make the colors a bit more mild as I go. Well, I had straight purple. Did I get rid of it? Okay. It was behind the mic. Thank you for letting me know, dear. It makes sense because right here where my hand is, this is where the mic is. So I appreciate that, and it's good to know. Ooh. Colors are uniting. We're doing red and purple. Now this purple is a plum color. A lot of these colors are courtesy of my wonderful mother-in-law, who is constantly getting rid of paints and craft stuff when she realizes she's not going to use it all. So these are very, very cheap, Craft Smart. I like her style. That's what I use, because if you really want to thicken your paint, you use your fancy Liquitex stuff, because it comes with thickening agent, it comes with iridescence, it comes with the gesso, like I told you, and it does all the extra work for you. A lot of people that really want to start doing this, they're like I don't know if I should bother like getting all these like fancy paints and stuff, and make sure I got the pattern on that burgundy right. That's a pretty good color. I like that. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. It's like I don't know if I should start off with like those master paints and things that they sell in like the big hobby stores or craft stores. And it's like, no, just start off with like 50-cent bottles from Walmart, and you can just add to it over time. I feel like I want some of the under feathers to be white. So I'll do like this sweeping these sweeping strokes with the paintbrush, and then leave everything else to be white. It's actually turning pink now that I see it. Should probably wait a little bit until it dries up and then try to paint it white. It just teaches you to not rush. You see the way the colors blend? You put a dark next to a light, they're just going to blend together, it's going to make a brand new color. Might as well just do all your lights and then all your darks, or vice versa, depending on the background. I've always felt it was better, if you're gonna do a painting that's mostly dark, to just, paint all the dark stuff first. Go from background to foreground. All right, Burby. Burby, what you got? You got purple legs too. I don't know if I want to stick to that because of that. I'm pretty sure that's just like PS2 limitations. Now let's do it. Come on. It's a beautiful bird. This is looking a little thin. Let me get some gesso in there. Now gesso I use to just flatten out the canvas. And there we go. Okay. And while it's still pretty liquid, I'm gonna make its crest right here. And then move on to a different part until this dries. Because that's what I had to do with the prints. There was such fine details and my brushes were a little bit too thick. I didn't want to mess anything up that I had already done. Let's go ahead and move down to that phonograph, which I actually don't have a reference for, I believe. I know that it's golden. That's the only thing I know about it. And it was supposed to be behind the horizon of the planet, but we'll go a little different first this time around. Just liquefy this a little bit. Use up the rest of this orange that wasn't used, which became a peach. Such a peach. I think we can turn it into gold if we do the right thing. Choose the right colors. This is opposite to what I've been doing lately. I mean, lately with all the details in this specific one, on this specific painting. I've been going from dark to light. Now I'm going to be doing light to dark. Yeah. I got a little brown down here, still hasn't dried. I really don't like to let this stuff go to waste. So even when it's kind of formed a little film up top, I just put a little I just dip the brush in some water and just cause some distress in there. And I use up the paint that's underneath. Yeah, this will be good. We're definitely out of yellow, so this orange I was using before became a peach color because it mixed with some browns and some beiges. This curve here, I'm gonna darken a little bit later. Just want to make sure I don't lose this shape. Am I painting with my mouth open? I feel like I am. gonna do a dab here because when we do that second coat, I don't want it to be completely uneven. And I see that there's some points here in the middle where I've scraped off a lot of paint. Don't want it to be a very wavy coat. There is waviness here and there, and you can even see a crease to where the planet was painted first, and then where the tree is now. But I don't think it's too bothersome. I'm thinking of just putting some gloss gel on it. And there's a gel that causes a coarse texture, but I don't know if I want that. I kind of want to keep that iridescent look. Not through the entire thing. I have a neon yellow in front of me. So let's do an experiment. With a dryer brush. I'll just leave that there. And is it customary? Dry? Almost. Almost. The center isn't. Alright. The colors of the... While we wait for everything to dry, there are little flowers everywhere on the planet. There's some by the present, there's some by the phonograph, there's some by the tree, I believe. And by some by the house. So it's going to be lots of little pink and yellow flowers. So I have the neon yellow to mix with some older colors here, but now I'm going to have a natural yellow. And I'll use that with a white to do the flowers. I need to get some replacement brushes because some of them got frayed. So I've been using a toothbrush for like really fine details. Toothbrush? Sorry. Toothpick. That's what I meant to say. Been using a toothpick for finer details. I think this pink needs to be a little bit more intense. Let's get the good stuff in here. All right. Just like that. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little petals. 4 little petals everywhere. Really nostalgic for Wild World right now. I miss the episodic things that they used to do. It was a very nice game. Not a lot of people liked it. And that's actually okay because it makes it all the more special to me. I feel like my experiences are a little bit more unique in that. Gotta keep that apple shining. And then make the rest of the flowers really small. Especially when they're this far off. We're undergoing some changes at the moment that I'm a little nervous about. I'm not the most charismatic person in the world. Most of the time I don't even know what to say when I'm here. And people tell me that's okay. And I understand. Because if I were to look at somebody work and they were so self-conscious about how little they were speaking and all that, even I would think it's like, oh, you don't have to worry about that. I'm watching your work. I'm watching you work. I'm watching to see what you do. It's all good. No need to feel so self-conscious about it. Not everybody has to perform. I'm really not here to perform. I want to share. I feel like I've been so quiet for the past 2 years, and I want to at least let you guys know I'm actively doing stuff. Been keeping busy. I don't remember if I mentioned this last stream. Like, I can look at it later and just confirm it for myself. But I'm going through the preparations of moving from Patreon to Coffee, and you can already see that I have a there. I have a little donate to Coffee banner already, and I've had that since I think the beginning. I'm pretty sure the beginning, but it's always been kind of like tied to like, hey, this is a one-time thing. This is kind of like a one-time donation option rather than me asking you to give to my Patreon. And I feel like they've been able to offer me so much more on their platform. And I know Patreon is moving towards that, but it's hard to explain. But I feel like because of, it's kind of like how, I know this is a really weird thing to bring up. I apologize. But it's kind of like how OnlyFans isn't supposed to be about adult entertainment, but everybody thinks of adult entertainment when they think about oldie fans. It's kind of the same way with that. It's like Patreon is not only about being subscribed monthly to somebody, but that's what most people see. So I kind of want to get out of that. I kind of want to get out of that mindset that's been built from that. There's a branch here that the woodpecker likes to chop. I kind of want to include it. I know for sure my mouth is open now. I can't help it. I'm doing this. I'm biting down my lip to see if I can not open my mouth while I do this, but I don't think I can. The heck with it. That Katamari, I still don't know. I'm looking back, I'm leaning back. I feel like that's probably the last thing I'm gonna color. But it might just end up being rainbow. Yeah, it might just end up being rainbow. Anyway. Got all these wet brushes. Yuck. Let's try one of these bad boys. Instead of getting another one wet. I wonder how much more I can turn this without going overboard. I got an anchor back here. I do have an anchor. Yeah, okay. That's cool. That works. It's not a dry brush, but I did get it as dry as I could. And then I am going to sop it wet with this neon color that I mixed with brown. Just sop it. And take out as much of that paint as possible. Just like hit it against the palette in an empty area. And just kind of pass over that. It's looking a little less peach now, a little bit more gold instead. Just gonna keep dabbing in that color. If you ever want to turn your peach into gold, just yellow and brown. Neon yellow and brown. Mine was a neon yellow. I feel if I don't use my neon colors, they're never going to get used. So I usually end up dulling them. Not every color has to be exactly how you see it on the bottle. You can turn that into something else. Now I'm taking just straight yellow. To make some shapes. showing that the phonograph has an aperture. Now for outer space, I actually did not use straight black. It's really hard to notice because of the camera itself and the lighting. But what I did was that this horrible looking glitter stuff was running out. There was everything in it was pretty much just straight glitter pieces. Like visible glitter pieces. Whoa! There goes the rest of the paint. What I did was I put in some more black and I mixed a plum purple, a little bit of these neon colors, especially the neon pink, to kind of make like that nebulous, far off look, and it made like this like cosmic gray looking paint that also had a bit of a shine to it. So I was pretty happy with that. I'm not an expert at this, but sometimes I'm very thankful of how things end up turning out when I am just BSing. I was like, this has to make a good color for outer space. This has to. It's just, that's all that I told myself. It's like it has to make a good outer space color. So let me just mix all this stuff and then try it. And it does help to know a little bit of color theory and how it differs when it's paint versus light. I understand there's more to it than just getting lucky. There's actual studying to be had, and I have done that study, and I enjoyed it very much when I did study color theory. But eventually, when that stuff fades, it just starts feeling like intuition. You've done it so much, and you've had such little opportunity to explain how it works that you just can't explain it anymore. That's just how it works. Slightly bent phonograph, this one. It almost looks like a sand dollar. But I'm gonna actually do something really fun with this. I'll be doing musical notes, because I don't want to leave too much dead space on the planet itself. When you show the menu, when you pull up the menu, you see like musical notes coming out of the phonograph, and no more than 4 or 5 pop out before they kind of like fade off. So I could imagine like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, just like trailing this way probably. I'm thinking that'll be nice without being overly obnoxious, like an overly obnoxious amount of detail. Let's put in some shadow on that branch. See, now I'm overly aware of how big the bird is because of how little I drew the branch. I don't care. It's a big, beautiful bird. Let it be. Let it be big. Let it be a big boy. Ooh, I need a dry brush, like a real dry brush, not a fake dry brush. And should take that off. Something with a bit more bristle. There you go. That's better. I went a little overboard here. So I'm just gonna scrape off the paint with a dry brush. Well, that's something I learned from Bob. Bob's a good guy. I used to fall asleep to Bob Ross almost every night. And I'm sure my parents would not be happy to know that. I mean, they won't care now because I'm an adult, but I'm sure they would have cared then. Yep. Looking pretty alright. It's got some tooth. I really don't think that these little like spots, I put like little specks of glow in the dark paint, but I don't think that they're gonna work because I think they are activated by sunlight, and I don't want people to hold a painting the sunlight. Not a good idea. Even if I am gonna be putting sunblock on it, I'm going to finish it with a satin varnish that actually has UV protection, but it doesn't make it an outdoor piece of art just because I'm putting UV protection on it. That's just in case somebody puts it by a accidentally puts it by a window and then it ends up getting some direct sunlight at some point. Have you ever heard that trick of like watering down paints to make a finish for wood? That stuff also works on acrylic like this. You just have to, instead of doing a fourth, you instead do it like a fifth or a sixth, and make sure that your brush is not sopping wet. And you can see it's still, like I'm not brushing away the paint underneath it. It's just adding a shadow to it. I decided to make this for multiple reasons. One, it's an idea that's been stuck in my head for a bit. I've been playing this game probably for about a month, maybe more. I don't recall right now how long it's been, but it's been long enough that I've seen this menu screen pretty frequently. Is that crest a different color? I know actual woodpecker crests are supposed to be different, but this is a purple woodpecker. This isn't your average woodpecker. This ain't your grandma's woodpecker. Hold on. Oh yeah, the crest is supposed to be a completely different color. Yeah, even on this one. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Just gonna wash that down. Okay, what was I saying? Yes, I've been playing this for, I'm pretty sure, over a month. And it's not that I've been playing it every day for a month. It's that it's been over a month since I even started playing it. And I play it every other day. See this menu a lot. It just reminds me so much of one of my favorite children's books. Little Prince. And he is regarded as the Little Prince, the protagonist. Also. Well, he is called Little Prince by his abusive father, but, yeah. You know how it be. Thinking of the many, many ways you could humiliate your child or whatever. Oh, I went a little too dark there. So I may have to remix. I have to put in some more plum and red to fix it. They were a little bit liquidy. I didn't put any tooth in them. Whoops. So, while I was holding the palette, I'm holding it like this, and it's just sliding down. It's just sliding down like liquid. So the really nice, perfect color I had for the bird just disappeared into the rest of the colors. So now I've had to remix. So let's hold on to that. Let's take some of this cosmic black. Put some flavor on that folded wing. What bothers me sometimes is that I can't put my knuckles on it. Not that you should. But I draw. I don't usually paint. I draw. So I'm used to just putting my knuckles down on my canvas. Not doing this poor bird justice. if I cram everything in such a way. Yeah, I actually kind of like this now. Different color I just blended. I went a little heavy there. Whoops. That's fine. Just scoop that up. Scoop that up and try again. Dry it out a little bit. And try our light colors here. Now that has to be loud. I just realized that's right next to right next to the mic. Confirm that for me, Michael, if you could. Was the water stirring ridiculously loud? And if so, I apologize. I think this old... Aha! A bunch of paint skin on top of some perfectly fresh paint. Old fresh paint. You know how it is. My dream someday is that, well, should I say dream or should I say nightmare? My nightmare someday is that someday somebody will watch me streaming doing something like this, and they're a professional and they know exactly everything that I'm doing wrong, and they'll just start they'll just start commenting instructions over, and like I will be grateful for them actually. Yeah, the more I think about that scenario, the more I realize that that's actually going to be really good. But also incredibly mortifying, I think. Give it a white belly, please. It's hard. It's hard from this angle. Alright, let's make that mistake disappear. I was hoping that I could make that into a happy accident, but it turned out to look worse. So thank you for this cosmic gray, grayish black. That kind of works as an eraser. Especially if I do this and I end up creating like a nebula in the background. Just take whatever the bird has seeped into the darkness and then just turn it into a nebula. I can put some stars in there. Alright, what do we got here? I feel like over time I can make that sink into outer space. Oh, a little bit too much water there. And again, we'll add another layer to the nebula. This layer has too many bubbles. I worry when bubbles dry, they end up making it very coarse. have yellow power over here. In fact, I need to put in some before I forget. I'm doing a lot of things out of order, but it's also because I want to let some things dry before I add an additional layer to them. Just want to set the shadow here for the phonograph. Go. And the musical notes, I believe, are gold colored. They are gold colored musical notes, so we'll make them bright gold. I'll probably put a little shadow dot on top of them, like not on top of them, onto the planet itself. Put a curious little bright eye onto the bird to finish off this semi-last layer. There you go. Now, I gotta look over what I have left. Draw all those funny little orbs on the Katamari. So that we can later assign colors to them. So I've had this on my mind because I've been playing it. It reminds me of my favorite children's book, The Little Prince. And I also wanted something to give to my local game shop. I really appreciate them a lot. I have a lot of love for the place. It has grown very much. And before COVID happened, they had opened up applications for artists in the area to kind of show off their work at the store and have the opportunity to sell, which is amazing of them. I don't know if it's because of the whole pandemic thing itself that it didn't, that the news about it didn't really like lift and take, or if it's because they decided to just put it on hold. In fact, certain person in the chat goes to the game store, so he can probably tell me. But whatever the reason, I think it's a wonderful opportunity to not only like give their customers something nice to look at, but also kind of like give this as a thanks. I mean, they've helped me through many searches, and they make fantastic friends. They are They're good people. Oh, let me reach over without bopping the mic. Bop, bop. Put a little blue and a little green. Oop. Oh no. I'm not gonna say what they look like, but the bumps on the Katamari look a little wrong. I'm gonna fix that, I promise. I'm terrible. There's so hard in here. What? I pre-prepare. And then I think of something else. Wow, the white doesn't make it better. Abort, abort. Okay, so let's water this down. Let's choose a more neutral color. And then start this over. Yeah, let's neutralize that. That's not cool. That's why the bird has the expression it has. It's just, that's highly inappropriate. Little boy, you are 6 years old. How dare you? That's fine. Just retain the shape and try again. Yeah, retain the shape and try again. Whoop. Actually, I think it would be better if I use the TV rather than the Switch. Let's do this. Ba, 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 ba. So it is. So when I look it up, most of them are like already with rolled up with items, so I don't see what it was supposed to be. Okay. So I see a lot of greens and whites. I see some yellows. I think it just depends on the game itself. There's some really cool ones that have like rainbow colors. Then I saw a pink one with the with like the rainbow bumps on them. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, there seems to be like this big variation on them. Okay, so let me go to you know what? I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna do something that reminds me of the final level, which is kind of like a rainbow of colors. So we'll do some Ragey Biv here. And then make the outer bumps, we'll probably make them like purple. And I don't mean like the purple of the bird that I'm using right now. I'm talking like purple, you know, like violet, like almost indigo, but still violet purple. Not pink enough. Needs more pink. And then yellow at the very bottom. Gosh, I've wet a lot of brushes for this one. Yeah, I like it. It's fun to fly by the seat of your pants sometimes. Ba-bum, ba-bum. That looks so nice. Okay. Listen to me praising myself. Jeez. Can't. Okay, let's make a more honest purple instead of this like goth purple, whatever this is, plum. Let's make a more honest purple. Actually, this is a light blue. If I want to make an honest purple, I gotta bring out the... Ow! I gotta bring out the darker blue. See how that works. It's actually turning into gray. That's probably because I'm mixing things and then not waiting for the palette to dry, so that's my own bad. There we go, that's much better. Yeah, I wasn't waiting for the palette to dry, so I must have mixed it with another color. Because it started turning like brown rather than purple. No good. There we go. That's the way. That's definitely a different purple than the one on the bird. The woodpecker is actually bordering into burgundy. So this was a good choice. Go. Man.
I wonder how much of an undertaking I'm putting onto myself now that I realize, it's like, well, it takes a lot to make a painting and make it, you know, a way that you like and you're satisfied with. And I kind of set a personal goal for myself to hand make a lot of my gifts this year. And now I think, man, if I have to deal with the pressure of making sure every gift is as good as the last, like, how worth it was this, like, self-imposed challenge, you know? I try to tell myself, I try to remind myself, like, people love my stuff no matter what, so, like, they'll be happy and everything, but, you know, you can't help but be your own self-critic. That's always been the motto for every artist ever, pretty much. So I get it. I get your own. You're your own self worst critic. I really do. But sometimes that criticism is valid. Not valid enough to stop you from doing it. I think you should do it anyway. I'm gonna end up doing it anyway. Just wonder how happy I will be with the result. Or how proud of myself I will be with the result, I should say. I hope that even though I am not happy, I will be content. That is the number one. Except that bird's tummy there. I mean, not tummy, back. There we go. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, so the next dimension will be the musical notes. Okay, let's do this now. So they are supposed to be golden.
I'll make them, I'll mess with this neon yellow a bit longer. Mix it with regular yellow. Then I don't know if to go with the gloss gel or the modeling paste. Hold on. Transparent 3D raw. This is going to be brushstroke retention right here. And so is this here, but this is more of a matte finish. This is more coarse. No, this is the one that's coarse. This is going to be like a sand-like finish, which I thought about doing like right here. Might be a fun little texture to add. Well, let's go ahead and do the gloss gel medium. Mix that up. And I'm going to use a dry brush for this. Just more brushes to clean. But for this one, I definitely need a dry brush. Need to make sure that the only matter on this brush is the paint, because I don't want to water down the modeling paste. Like, I want it to stay toothy. Whew, nervous. So, I'm gonna start from here. Make a nice little .3D image. Oof. That is thick. The thing is that there's more paste than there is. I think there's more paste than there is paint. So it's going thin where my brush is landing. Oh, I gotta be careful with that. Yeah. Even the way I curl it, into the brush, I'm trying to be careful with. Don't want too much at the base of the brush. So that it doesn't actually paint at the tip. Like, there's actually no paint coming out of the tip. I don't want that. I want the notes. The first 3 notes at least. So, I'm trying to achieve that as best I can.
I almost want to take the toothbrush. I keep saying toothbrush. I want to take the toothpick. And just really, really try my best to kind of disperse it evenly. But no, this twirling method is doing good. What I do is that I twirl the brush so that all the paint goes to the very tip of the brush. Kind of do like an auger type thing, and then it all goes to the tip of the brush. And then very carefully, like, place it where it goes. I'm not sure that's a very professional move, the spaghetti twirl move, but it suits the situation. Now I want them to start fading a little, so I'm not going to dip my brush again until it's time to twirl it. Yep. There we go. There we go. Just let them fade. Fade away. And now to flatten the previous slime. That one's perfect. That's the only perfect one. There you go. Make this thinner. Yep. I think that actually fills in a lot of the dead space around the center of the planet. Not to a perfect degree, but it does lead the eye over to them. That's what's the most important part to me, is that unless it is something that's already that's designed and set to look the way it does, I want every other made up aspect of this painting to just kind of direct your attention to the main focus, which is the prince. And the prince is so small that I kind of need this to guide you. I need the bird's sight to guide you. I need the clouds. Yeah, they are leading you up, but if you treat them like an arrow, they are pointing down towards where the house is, where you can start having your eyes follow around. It's not it's not a perfect way to look at it, but that is the intention behind it. It's to make sure that the prince is seen as kind of an unofficial focus, because you're supposed to just enjoy everything about the picture itself. But the prince, he is our boy. He's our titular boy. He's not titular, sorry. He is our... Well, in this painting he is titular because I am naming it Principito. Yeah, I'm naming the painting Principito. ocular focus. A little more strength on that tree's shadow, and over the flowers as well. There we go. Yeah, that needs to be a stronger outline.
Yeah, much better.
Fix the point of the star. My goodness. Do I dislike the star so much? Maybe I'll just... The point was kind of like going this way. I feel like that point was going that way. Maybe if I really back off, it doesn't actually look like that, but it just feels that way to me. Because I know the way that I draw stars. And this usually isn't it. Oh, that feels almost complete. I have been doubting whether or not I should add the space mushroom up here. I don't know if that, I feel like that adds too much to it. But basically everything on the planet itself is more or less done. Everything else that I'm gonna do is really just needless extra detail because it is me. Because it is mine. And I like to add my needless extra detail because I am me. Let's see, what time is it? It is 10:10. I usually like to end this at around 10:30. But I think I can go on a little bit longer. So what I'll do is that, yeah, you know what? I'm going to stop right here. Well, as soon as I paint these little circles here. Yeah, I'm good. I think I'm going to stop right here. Let's try a close-up shot. Let's attempt at least, because this is kind of dodgy. That's looking kind of nice. So I think I am going to finish it off like this. I will get several opinions. I will seek for several opinions about whether or not I'm going to add the mushroom up here. Because it's going to feel a little odd not having anything else. But then again, I haven't scattered the stars yet. I will be scattering stars. So I'll go ahead and take a quick break. And I'll see if there's anything else that I can get prepped in the meantime. I think we're going to stop the painting for today. It's a little warm, and I'm feeling the pressure of being halfway in camera. So let's go ahead and close that out.
That's where it was before. Very nice. I'm glad that worked out. That was quite nice. Whew. All right. So let's get back to things here. Yeah, I don't want to stay up way too long because that would be counterproductive. But I am pretty satisfied with what I was able to do in the painting portion. So we'll do a little bonus since there's 10 minutes to go. I haven't checked if I have any viewers at all, but if I have any viewers, I will wait for a request. In the meantime, I'm going to take this drink of water. All right. Okay. Yes. All right, I'm on text mode. We play with something here. What do you do? Do we have stuff for a blue sky? Look how pretty. Got some flowers. Okay. Let's do an actual blend. These are blends. Yeah, these are not. Alright, so let's do this. Let's look at this brush here. Now I want the lighter colors to be at the bottom. I'm not sure how natural of a blue that is. It feels a little, yeah, there we go. That's nice. Oh, this is different. This is for actual painting. So what do we have here? This is kind of a watercolor blend. Yeah, I see. Let me actually take that back a little. I believe these were paid for. Yes, these I actually got an art station. I believe I paid $3 for them. And they were $3 well spent because they are very beautifully made brushes. And even if there are brushes that can do as well as these that are for free, to be honest, you know, it's an artist. Like, why wouldn't you want to support an artist anyway? It's an artist making brushes for other artists. You gotta commend that. They really don't have to. They don't have to, like, show their expertise with you. They can just be like, hey, you figure it out. This is how I do it. But I'm not going to give you the tools for it. But no, they said, like, look, I made this from scratch. And now I'm making this available to you. I just, you know, I need some... I need some payment. I need some support. So it is... I think it is a fantastic deal. combination of all three brushes makes for a very nice effect. And then let me actually try going from, let's do like a silver lining thing. Dark silver lining cloud. And then we will go to white. And then, yeah, baby, look at that. That's beautiful. Yeah, he did a fantastic job making these. They are very, very beautiful. Now what I gotta learn to do is having the clouds actually make sense with whatever background there is, because you don't see clouds like this against the blue sky. That's this color at least. So that's the stuff that I'm still learning. Go ahead and do this. Like these nice natural looking brushes are so satisfying to use. How do the foliage blends actually look? Let's see. Well, if I wanted to do something like that, I would probably want to do some filler, do as much as filler as possible, and then add those tiny details. It's trying to look like an Animal Crossing tree. So now let me try this one on a lighter color. Not that light, boy. That is nice. Okay. And we got a request. Very nice. That's not the one. That's the one I want. This reminds me, I actually should be, I actually do want to eventually dedicate time to just draw backgrounds. I'm stingy with the stuff I use in my work sometimes, and if I want to use other people's work, I usually try to derive it in my, like, do a derived version in my style as much as possible. And it takes up so much time. I mean, sometimes it takes up so much time. So I think it would be a cool idea to just straight up just make my own backgrounds someday. Just dedicate a day where I just draw nothing but backgrounds. Background images, background stock. And it will still be mine, it's just, you know, it will be pre-made by me. Like, make my own stock. I think it would be nice. If only I had that amount of time with me. But maybe I could use streaming days to do it. Maybe I could set myself a goal, a personal goal, to go out of my way to do something like that. Because there is a lot on my plate, and that's just adding another thing to my plate. I don't say that in a negative way. I'm really glad that that I have stuff to keep myself busy. I say it in the sense that, I'm still learning what in the world to prioritize. Yeah, I do appreciate these brushes, though, because, wow, I deleted everything at one point, in one go. Should I want to do some specific highlights, I can still go at it. See, I'm doing some highlights, some blue highlights with the colored pencil. Yeah, it kind of gives off this plasticky feel, but it also, I also kind of dig it. Kind of wish I hadn't done this in a single layer, because I would definitely want to turn the clouds like this way. Especially with the way that I have this forest going. Yep. A sleeping Link. Man, I saw that late. I think you're watching this on playback, my dear. No. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You are busy. Doing your own thing. I'm assuming that you're a little bit farther behind in the stream, so you can't answer my question right now, but I don't know which link you meant, so I'm gonna just do a mashup. Whoops. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. I feel like these colors are classic, like at this point. I'm going with a classic color. But then again, I also have this really bright green. Well, let's continue with that bright green. This is definitely a long sleeve one. Yeah. Well, they all are. It's just this one has a little bit more of a you know, cozy bundle look. It's probably because of the collar itself. I made it pretty big. this one from the background. Yeah, everybody that I've spoken to about New Horizons seem to really like this track. But I really don't. I don't know what it is. There's something about it that doesn't feel Animal Crossy-ish enough for me. Something about it just doesn't strike me. I mean, it sounds, well, yeah, it sounds like a KK Slider song. That's, which is still an Animal Crossing song, but it doesn't seem like hourly music to me. That's what I meant to say. It's not the type of Animal Crossing music I was expecting out of an hourly track. Alright, Mr. Link is sleeping. And it is 10:40 now. So we have reached past the end of the stream. Kind of fooled around with the brushes a little bit first. And that perspective is absolutely awful, but this was admittedly a little bit of a time waster, so I don't feel too bad. We can polish this a little bit better. I really think there's so much potential with these brushes. It's really nice. It's really nice what they can do. But let's really just finish it off for tonight. Thank you to everybody who popped their heads in to look. I know that every stream isn't always a home run, but I am really glad that I did something like this. I did something a little bit different. It was nice to experiment and to look at this a way of using the camera, even though I felt like I was distracted a lot by a couple of different hiccups. But one day I will have what it takes. For now, we'll treat it as like a fun one-off. It's all good. So, my friends, thank you so much for watching. We finished off this little fun thing here, but we also, whoops, I know how my mouse works. That's okay. We also have the painting. I am grateful that you were able to pop in for a little while and watch. Next time I do this, let's see. I have. Oh, it's not gonna be Black Friday. Though, the next Friday, this next Friday, I will stream, but I'm still not 100% about Black Friday yet. I'm feeling I will. That's just, I know that my husband's gonna be working hard. You, Mr. Michael, are gonna be working hard. And I want to be readily available should you need anything. Even if you disappear. If you're off somewhere else. getting ready for work. No matter what, I'm babbling. I just all that to say, I'll keep everyone posted.